So I'm going to invite you in this moment to allow yourself to become still. I'm going to allow you to follow the breath. Allowing yourself to come to a full stop. So whatever the activity was before this moment and whatever might be coming after this moment, just allowing that all to fall away. Allowing yourself to do a quick body scan and just notice where you may be holding on to any tension. And with love and compassion and gentleness, just allow it to let go. Quieting the mind as we open the heart. Recognizing the one power and the one presence, the one life and the one love that truly is all that there is. We are allowing ourselves to align. We are allowing the wholeness that we are to reveal itself. We are allowing ourselves to set aside the day-to-day and to touch the infinite allness that is our true nature and our true name. So let us rest here together for a few minutes, 20 or so, in the silence. We are anchoring this wholeness. We are anchoring this stillness. Breathing in and knowing that as we go forth this day and every day, that we truly are blessed and a blessing. So as we begin to come back into time and space, we do so gently and compassionately, but centered in that stillness that is always available, that is always accessible. How grateful I am for this opportunity to be still and know there is only one power, one presence, one life active right here, right now. So we extend that gratitude and that stillness and that centeredness outward from ourselves, touching each person in the room, filling this sanctuary with light and love, and seeing it pouring outward through Novato, through Marin, across the bridges, across the ocean. This is the truth of life itself, one. And when we say yes, the way is made, the way of love, the way of light, and the way of peace. And so it is. Amen. Ashe. Thank you. We will have 10 minutes and then we will start service at 10 a.m. Peace and blessings, everyone.
Yeah.
Jeremy.
Let's hear for Jason.
Jason.
That's why I didn't understand.
That's why you didn't
Yes.
understand.
Oh, welcome. Welcome to Unity and Marin. I'm Reverend Tim Lytle, Senior Minister here.
And I'm Reverend DeeAnn Morency. I am the Associate Minister
Yes,
here.
good. And I'm looking forward to today's message. Reverend DeeAnn is going to be talking about living with nothing and no one against us. And it's the quantum living process. She's going to really introduce it. Last week I talked about it a little, but it's about helping us to show up as who we really are. And that's what unity is all about. That we are here to show up as that divine presence, that one that we are. And so we are so grateful. Whatever your sexual orientation, whatever your race, your ethnicity, your faith background, you are family and you are welcome here.
Yes, absolutely. And if you are new to Unity, welcome. We're so glad to have you with us. If you've been here for a while, welcome. We're glad to have you with us. For those who are joining us in the live stream, it is just wonderful to have you, the wonders of technology.
Thank you for being with us. And if you are new with us, we do have gifts for you after the service out in the lobby. We also call that the narthex. And wow, masks are still being used indoors. I don't know when that's going to change, but masks are still being used indoors. But those of us that you see up on the platform that are speaking without masks on or singing without masks on, we've tested just before the service,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. And we're negative. Yay!
Yeah, we tested negative. It's a good thing to be negative in that sense.
We're positively negative.
Yes. And one of the ways that we can connect is by text in church. If you go to this number, 991-7111. And if you're relatively new to us, you can text the word welcome. Or if you've been with us for a while, you can text the word loop. And we keep you in the loop. We send you information, we stay in contact. And another way we stay in contact, and today I will be leading the 1 o'clock Zoom session, the virtual courtyard. And so you can find that link on our website. Please join us if you would like to connect, go deeper into the message. I'm studying this quantum living process, and it's making a huge transformation in my life. So I'm really looking forward to your message today.
Yeah, I know.
It's awesome.
It's exciting. And I just want to, I know that we're having some issues with our PowerPoint, so it's sort of coming in and out. So we're just going to breathe into that, right?
Yeah, just breathe into it.
Just going to breathe into whatever that is doing.
For perfectionism, we're here for transformation.
That's right. And we're here to come together and connect with each other, not necessarily with a PowerPoint, right?
Yes.
What really matters.
That's right.
What really, really matters.
Okay.
So we have musical guests with us today. We have Sharon Henderson and Reflection.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, here to bless us with their beautiful music. And we have a flower dedication. So the beautiful flowers.
And they're coming in right now, Joel and Santon.
So Joel and Santon are our flower sponsors. The flowers were done by Beverly. Yeah,
Beverly
there it
Weinkauf.
went. It came and it went, right? Beverly Weinkauf and Joel and Santon have donated
Thank you.
sponsored the flowers
So they've helped us sponsor this service.
in the celebration of love.
Yeah,
which I love.
thank you, Joel and Santon. All right. All right, so cool.
So now we're going to invite, Jason is going to sing Blessing to the World with us, and Debbie Sweeney, wherever she is
going to sign.
going to sign for us. Or at least that was the plan.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. And the lyrics may come and go, but we do know this, right? I am the heart, you are the heart, we are the heart, right? Jason.
You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands,
You want to stand
you
up,
are
please do
the
so.
of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who we are, and all we do is a blessing to the world. One more time. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who we are, and all we do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am, and all I do is a blessing to the world. One more time. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am, and all I do is a blessing to the world.
Thank you. You may be seated. And at this time, Barbara Cedarblade, one of our wonderful prayer chaplains, is bringing up the prayer box. And so the prayer box will be in the lobby in the narthex following the service. You can place your requests in the prayer box. And we hold those in prayer for 30 days. We also send it to Silent Unity to be held in prayer for an additional 30 days. There's a number of things going on. Lou Brown, who would always lead our hospitality out in the courtyard, had a stroke recently, paralyzing the right side of his body, but we visualize wholeness and health. He is in a rehab facility, and so please lift up Lou and Gail in your prayers. And there is a card out here at Charcelle's table afterwards that you can go and sign the card. And also Gabe Paulson was with his father as his father made his transition yesterday. So please lift up Gabe and Neve and all the family as Gabe's father made his transition. And yesterday, I got the message from Gabe actually while I was getting ready to lead a memorial service for, Warren Ruley, a number of you knew, 3 years ago took his own life. Beautiful, wonderful high school boy. And so we were at Fernwood Cemetery, and his friends were there, and other families who had lost loved ones to suicide. And it was an honor to just have time with all these people, and I just devoted the rest of the afternoon, the whole afternoon, to be with them and to hold that sacred space with them. So let's lift up all of those who are struggling with depression, who are struggling with feeling alienated, those who may be struggling with suicidal thoughts. And by the way, if you are, please reach out to the National Suicide Hotline. Please talk to somebody. Do not keep it silent. Don't keep it private. So I just invite you to take a deep breath as we move into this moment. And we know that the Spirit, the presence of God is here, filling this room and filling the room of those of you who are watching online. We know that wherever we are, God is, because there is truly only one power and one presence active as our lives and as the universe. And so we know as we take a deep breath, we center into this presence of oneness, this presence of Spirit right here and right now, infiltrating every cell of our bodies, bringing wholeness and health. And we know that for all of those for whom we pray, and we lift up our community, our country, our world. We know right now that our minds are filled with the presence, that we settle into this presence, and our hearts open, our spirits open, so that we can truly show up as the one, so that we can truly show up as who we are here to be. In fact, I encourage you, if you would feel comfortable doing so, if you would place your hand over your heart right now and just feel the beating of your heart, feel the breathing of your body, and know that you are the one, that you are living in and out of this presence of God, expressing as you. In this moment, we know oneness. We lift up all countries, all races, all people, knowing that we are here to live as one. We bless this time. We bless this sacred space. We bless the spoken words, the music, knowing it goes forth from the power of Spirit, that it is anointed, and that our word does not return to us void, but accomplishes all for which we send it. We declare this in gratitude and thanks, knowing that Reverend DeeAnn is blessed and anointed to bring the message this day, and we know that each one of us here is a blessing. We are a blessing to the world, and we are one. For this we give thanks, and so it is.
So it is.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Joining in this prayer field, you can fill out a prayer request form and put it in the box. You can also submit a prayer request online. We have an actual electronic prayer request. So when you send that out, it goes to the prayer chaplains, and once again, it is held for 30 days here and then another 30 days with Silent Unity. And you can always call the office if that is, and a prayer chaplain will get back to you. So it is now time for our musical guests to share their first song with us. So can we get some love for Sharon Henderson and Reflection?
It's so amazing to be back here at Marin Unity. Thank you so much for having us. The Lord is my shepherd, God goes before me, defender behind me, I won't fear. I'm filled with anointing, my cup's overflowing, no weapon can harm me, I won't fear. Hallelujah, I am not alone. God's my comfort, always holds me close. The Lord always guides me through mountains and valleys. This joy is refreshing. It restores my soul. God, mercy and goodness, it gives me assurance that I'll see God's glory in this place. Hallelujah, hallelujah, I am not shepherd. God goes before me. God goes before me. Defender behind me. Defender behind me. And I won't fear. I won't fear. I'm filled with anointing. Oh, and my cup runneth over. Surely, surely, goodness and kindness, and I won't fear. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. I am not alone. God's my comfort. God's my comfort. Always holds me close. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. I am not alone. God's my comfort, always holds me close.
Thank you so much. Oh, oh. There are those times when we feel alone, right? So I'm going to be talking about that during my talk. What I wanted to share with you today for this inspirational meditation component of our service is one of the most impactful readings in my life personally. And it's by Howard Thurman, who, if you don't know who Howard Thurman is, he is the one who introduced Dr. Reverend Martin Luther King to the idea of nonviolence. And it's often said that without a Howard Thurman, we wouldn't have had a Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. And his writings are amazing and so inspirational. So if you have never read any of his work, I will invite you to dive into some Howard Thurman. But I don't know about you. I know that we start off the new year with these intentions, with this idea about showing up in a new way. And it's February. And I don't know about you, but I certainly know that I'm starting to feel a little less shiny, a little less clear, right? And this particular piece that Howard Thurman wrote is For the Inward Journey, is where it's from. He also has a book called Meditations of the Heart, which is beautiful as well. So I'm going to invite you to just get quiet and to listen to this and to allow it to wash over you and to resonate within you. It's called The Moments of My High Resolve. Keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve. Despite the dullness and barrenness of the days that pass, if I search with due diligence, I can always find a deposit left by some former radiance. But I had forgotten. At the time, it was full-orbed, glorious, and resplendent. I was sure that I would never forget. In the moment of its fullness, I was sure that it would illume my path for all the rest of my journey. I had forgotten how easy it is to forget. There was no intent to betray what seemed so sure at the time. My response was whole, clean, authentic. But little by little, there crept into my life the dust and grit of the journey. Details, lower-level demands, all kinds of cross currents, nothing monumentous, nothing overwhelming, nothing flagrant, just wear and tear. If there had been some direct challenge, a clear-cut issue, I would have fought it to the end and beyond. In the quietness of this place, surrounded by the all-pervading presence of God, my heart whispers, keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve, that in fair weather or in foul, in good times or in tempests, in the days when the darkness and the foe are nameless or familiar, I may not forget that to which my life is committed. Keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve. So let us breathe into this space. Breathe into that awareness of how we are all called to show up. And being kind and compassionate with the parts of ourselves that perhaps are feeling the wear and tear. And to allow the very truth of who we are, the vision, the fortitude, the clarity, the joy of our true nature, to light from within and without. To allow ourselves to remember that which we have dedicated our life to, being a space and a place of love, of light and joy. So let us rest here for a few minutes together in the silence as we allow ourselves to be that which we truly are. How good it is to be still and know, to re-nourish, to renew, to reinvigorate. As we rest in this space, this place, that no matter what is arising in our lives, fair weather or foul, that the truth of our being, that our yes, makes a way out of seeming no way. Keep fresh before me my moments of high resolve. Let us know this affirmation together. Keep fresh before me my moments of high resolve.
My moments of high resolve.
And so it is.
So it is.
Amen.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
And I'm going to invite Sharon Henderson and the Reflections to come back up for another song. Holy, holy, holy You're invited to sing along.
We are holy, holy, holy. 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 We are home. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are home. We are home. Spirit divine, come to me. Feeling love, healing me. Open my heart, allow me to see beauty and love lives in me. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are whole. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are whole. You are Spirit divine. Come to me. Feeling love, healing me. Open my heart, allow me to see beauty and love lives in me. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are whole. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am whole. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am whole. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are whole. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are whole. I am holy, holy. Sing it for yourself. Holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am whole. I am whole. I am whole. I am whole. Yes, yes.
am whole. How many people in here believe that? How many people believe that all the time? Well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about today, right? So this quantum living process, this talk today is connected into the quantum living process, which is a class that I'm going to be teaching. This particular process changed my life. I have always been a big shadow person. I have always loved doing shadow work, and we'll talk more about what exactly that means in my talk. But this process really is about what would it mean for you to live as if there was no one and nothing against you? And really just taking that in for a moment. What would it mean if you were so anchored in the I am holy that it never felt as if there was something that was literally against you? What if we could actually move through the world that way? Now, I have spent a long time in this teaching, and I love this teaching, and it has transformed my life. And there are most of my day, thanks to my practice and thanks to all the skills that I have cultivated, I'm able to stay pretty even-keeled most of the time. But when I'm not even-keeled, it is literally like a lightning bolt that comes and just disrupts everything in my world. So I may be going along looking like this, right? Woohoo! And then 2 seconds later, I look like that. Anybody in here relate? Yeah. So when that happens, when we are actually finding ourselves all of a sudden shifting out of a place of equanimity, calm, centered understanding of who we truly are, I am holy, I am whole, I am the divine, and then all of a sudden we're like tearing our hair out. In the quantum living process, how we describe that is what you have moved into is enemy territory, right? You have moved off of your centered understanding of the world, and you have moved into an understanding that you are in enemy territory, that there is something or someone that is against you. Now, I picked this image specifically because how many people in here have wanted at some time or another to literally throw their computer across the room, right? And in that process of frustration, we actually think that that inanimate object is actually trying to do something to us. It is doing it to us on purpose, right? That is the response that gets created, the reaction that gets created within us. And it's the small things sometimes, right? It's the small things that can make us feel like we're in enemy territory. Like DoorDash. While I ordered a delicious Mexican dinner, what showed up was Chinese food. And then 2 hours later, my Mexican food finally arrived, right? And I watched myself get unspooled by that because I was hungry, I was cranky, all the reasons, right? And then my wife standing outside literally waving because they're texting and saying, we can't find you. We can't find your house. And she's like out there going, we are here. And there's all these thoughts that start running through your head, right? So when you're in enemy, how you know if you're in enemy territory or not is that what you are experiencing is uncomfortable feelings, right? Something that's uncomfortable, frustration, anger, annoyance, that sort of thing, right? You're experiencing pleasant sensations. So for me, I experience it in my belly. I get this sensation in my stomach that tells me something's out of alignment. You could experience it maybe as a headache or as a shakiness or as your throat closing up. Anybody experience that? All of a sudden your throat sort of closes up and you can't, dry mouth, can't quite, there's a sensation, a physiological response to what happens to us when we're in enemy territory. And then the other thing that happens is those troublesome thoughts. Right? What is wrong with them? Don't they know how to use a GPS? I mean, we're right there. All those thoughts that just keep running around and around and around and around and around. Those are what signal us to let us know that we have entered enemy territory. And why we have entered enemy territory is because there is something within us. There is something within us that is feeling either pain or loss or fear or an unmet need, or maybe there's this sense of unworthiness or not enough. Can anybody relate to that? Right? Something within us has gotten triggered. Something, some story, some meaning making that we have made, that we are carrying within us, has gotten activated. And that propels us out of our understanding of our true nature, and it puts us right into enemy territory. Now, most of us don't walk around in the world with these huge gaping holes, with our wounds sort of like, right? We have all developed strategies and coping mechanisms that we use so that we can navigate what's coming up, the aggravations of the world. So we have our wounding, we have whatever's going on, the story that we have about ourselves, and in that experience we have created what Debbie Ford describes it this way in her Dark Side of the Light Chasers, which is a fabulous book about shadow if you haven't read it yet. She describes it as that we create this container for our wound. And she makes the analogy that it looks like an electric wall socket. So it's contained, not everything is going to touch it, but all it takes is that one right circumstance, that one right person, and they just plug right in. And when that happens, our entire system gets hijacked, right? Our entire system. And it happens in a nanosecond. There it is. Happens in a nanosecond, right? We have our amygdala gets activated, our endorphins get kicked in. We have this chemical cocktail gets released through our body. And we are no longer operating from the awareness of who we truly are. We are operating from something else, something that is based on fear and loss and not enoughness. And what we know in our teaching is that we get to choose where we live from, that we get to choose that, except when we get hijacked like that, it doesn't feel like we have choice, right? It feels like something else is taken over in that moment. And that's that feeling that there's something against us. But it's actually not true. It feels that way, but it's actually not true. Now, when we get hijacked, right, we start creating, because it's tender, that space, right, that we're trying to protect, our electric outlet. We're trying to keep something safe there, right? We've made it all neat and clean. And so when it does get triggered, when we do find ourselves in enemy territory, we do a number of things, our coping mechanisms, our strategies. Now, we might blame somebody. Well, why did she just have to do that? Right then, in that moment. Why did she have to do it right then in that moment? Why does this PowerPoint have to keep going on and off right now in the middle of my talk? Right? Somebody didn't do their job, or somebody should have. Right? We all know that story. Right? Anger, we get angry about it. We start judging. Right? Well, if somebody had actually been responsible, they're not actually taking care of the things that they're supposed to be taking care of. I mean, I know how things are supposed to be taken care of, and they are not doing the things that need to be done. It's that if everybody listened to me, the world would work fabulously and wonderfully. Sort of energetic, right? And then we can also resist things, right? We might resist things. Oh, she wants me to do it that way? Yeah, all right, eventually, someday. Maybe. I like the way I do it. The way I do it has been working just fine. So we just resist something that is potentially going to be triggering us. Then we might withdraw. Not in my world. That's not part of my world at all. We do that a lot in spiritual teachings, right? We do a spiritual withdrawal. Oh no, I don't allow that into my world. Is your world separate from the rest of the world? It's not, right? So we withdraw. We might withdraw our love, our time, our energy, our focus, but whatever, we are withdrawing, right? We are removing ourselves from something. And can you feel how it's to keep ourselves safe? It's an attempt to not have that plug continually sort of aggravating what's going on in our electrical socket. And then there's the efforting. This one's mine. I own this one. If I just send one more email, and I'm going to lay it out so clearly that no matter how stupid they're being, they will be able to understand what I am trying to tell them. And I know that the laughter is recognition, right? The laughter is recognition. And all of it is to justify ourselves, right? All of it is to justify our position, to justify that we're right, to justify that we don't need to change or grow or shift or anything, to justify that we have got it all figured out. Yeah. So when we are triggered in this way, as weird as it sounds, it's actually an opportunity for healing. The people who irritate us the most are our greatest gift, because what they are continually giving us is an opportunity to actually notice what's really going on, what's actually really happening inside, what is really active as my life. And when we are able to become present and awake and aware to what is actually happening in our life, then we're able to move from reaction to responsiveness. So that does what I want to be really clear, because there are some people who we don't necessarily want to actually interact with on a day-to-day basis, because they are perhaps struggling to stay aligned with their own understanding of truth and love and light. But withdrawing because we're in pain or we're afraid is very different than from a place of compassion and love saying, I am not going to engage in this energetic with you anymore. One is a response, the other is a reaction. Can you feel the difference? And part of the healing process that we are continually being invited into is to notice when we're reactive, to actually notice when we are being annoyed or irritated or afraid or unsure or insecure, because in that space, that is where we get to actually discover what it is that is seeking to be healed. Because I believe, and Unity believes, that the divinity that you are is always seeking for a greater expression of itself. Always. Not sometimes, not occasionally. It's always seeking a greater expression of itself. So everything is your divinity seeking a greater expression of itself. Even that, especially that person irritating and annoying you so much. That's your own inner divinity, your I am saying, pay attention. This is asking to be healed. So Jung has this quote, which I love, and I think it sums up so beautifully. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. How often have we done that? Oh, I've always been that way. Oh, it's always, I always. That is you allowing something that is unconscious and allowing that to be your fate. But we know and believe in Unity's teaching that we have the power to bring forth those things that seem to be hidden and bring them into the light, to heal them and transform them. And in that process, we are empowered in our own expression, the revelation of our Christ nature. Our fate is decided by what we choose. That is the truth of who we are. But when we feel like things are against us, it could be your body that you feel like is against you. How many people in here are experiencing health challenges? Well, my hand up there. right? We can feel like it's our body that's against us. I mean, how does that work? How could our body possibly be against us? But we can feel that way. So how we make the unconscious conscious is through tapping into what is called the shadow. Now, there's so many definitions out there, and I know I got a crowd here that's into personal and interpersonal psychology and all of that. I know you guys are all over this, so I'm going to say just very quickly that for the purposes, there's so many ways we can define shadow. For the purposes of the spiritual interpersonal psychology, the interpersonal spirituality that we're stepping into, we are going to define shadow as that which you disown about yourself. The parts of yourself that you disown about yourself. The things that you have decided are not good enough or not right? The things that make you feel embarrassed. The things that make you feel uncomfortable. The parts of ourselves that we really struggle to be able to embrace and accept and say yes to. And they could have been taught to us by our family dynamic. If you grew up in a family of artists, perhaps you learned that thinking logically and rationally was not a good thing, right? The other way around, if you grew up in a family of lawyers you learned that logic and rationality was the only way to live in the world. So they're not the things that we have disowned about ourselves because we think that they're bad are just something that we decided was bad. It's not that they're actually bad, it's just we made that decision. So it could be, that I'm incompetent. That's a hard one to sit with, right? That could be a shadow piece, that I'm incompetent, that I'm stupid, I'm bossy, right? I've heard that one, right? I'm bossy. What are the parts of yourself that make you uncomfortable that you have put off into the corner? That you have said, no, I am not that. And we all have them. We all have the aspects of ourselves that we have decided are not who we want to be. So think of it like beach balls in the water, right? Everything that we're trying not to be, we're trying to shove it down. I don't want to be this. We're trying to shove it under the water, right? And the more that we're trying to shove things under the water, we're turning ourselves inside out, upside down, trying to keep those aspects of ourselves hidden. Can anybody in here relate to this? Yeah. And in the process, it doesn't really work, does it? Because you've tried that. You know what happens with water trying to keep those beach balls down? What happens? All of a sudden, one of them goes right in your face, right? It just comes bounding up out of the water. Now, who in here has experienced that? That you have gone from 0 to 100 in like a nanosecond, right? Somebody says something to you. For me, it's those automated voicemail systems. When you try to call customer service, and they try, press 1, agent. Press 1, agent. Press 1. I want to talk to a person. And I go from like this to like this in a heartbeat, right? And that's one of those beach balls, just. Now, if we have enough self-awareness and if we've been doing the work, we can look at that and say, whoa, what was that? But we don't always have the capacity to know that it's something that is ours, right? Because we're too busy blaming and being angry and justifying, right? All those things. Right? And so our own shadow is one of the hardest things for us to see. Hardest thing for us to see. It makes us so uncomfortable that what we do with those things that we don't want to be is we actually project them out of ourselves and onto the world. That's what we do with the things that we don't want to be. We project them out there. So if I'm struggling with my bossiness, guess what I'm going to experience in my life? Bossy people. Like everywhere I turn, I'm going to be experiencing bossy people. And it's because I haven't accepted that aspect of myself in some way. So there's this quote which is we see things as they are. We see things not as they are, but as we are. And take a look at the cartoon there, right? We see things as we are. No matter how hard we try, we cannot get ourselves out of the picture. No matter how hard we try, there is something that is blocking us from being able to actually see. Can we just welcome that? Can we make peace with that? Can we understand that we cannot have a 360-degree view of ourselves all by ourselves? Because no matter which way I turn, when I'm trying to catch my shadow, it's always going to stay just out of reach. But the best way for us to be able to understand our own shadow is by how it shows up in our projections. What we are projecting outward gives us a window into what is actually happening within us. But we have to be aware enough to be able to, what we say in the quantum living, is reclaim the projection. Take that projection that is out there and bring it back right here. And I will say this, that it is so much more empowering to be able to bring it right back here. Because I can't do anything about that out there. I have no control over that person out there. But I do have control over me right here. This, I do have spiritual authority and autonomy. I have the choice to be able to grow and transform myself. And ultimately, what this practice does is it actually brings us more compassion. It brings us more wholeness. Because we're taking those parts of ourselves that are separate and outside and we don't want to look at. If we can't be comfortable with our own sense of ourself, how can we possibly show up for others? If we, which I believe we are, called to be a beneficial, loving presence on this planet, that's part of what we're here to be and to do, then part of how we do that is by walking through this place within ourselves so that then we can show up for others with more love, with more grace. The healing that we bring for ourselves is then showing up everywhere. Everywhere. So Carl Jung has this quote. I happen to, well, you know, the shadow and Carl Jung kind of go hand in hand, right? Everything that irritates us and others is leading us to an understanding of ourselves. Everything that irritates us and others, not some of it, not all of it, is actually there as an invitation for us to better understand ourselves. And you know all those beach balls that we're trying so hard to keep under the water so that nobody can see them? Guess what? Everybody can see them. Everybody can see them. The water's clear. They can see them. You don't have a 360 view of you, but everyone else does. The only person that you are hiding from is you. That's the only person that you are hiding from. So the question really becomes, who have you come here to be? Not, who have I come here to not be? Right? I don't want to be all of this, and we're so focused on what we don't want to be that we're not paying attention or opening ourselves up to who are we called to be. And that is the process that the quantum living invites us into. We call it being on your cue card, being on your quantum card. And you actually identify the things that you are called here to be, right? And we use that as a reference point, but a really applicable, direct, the practice is really amazing. To be able to take back, reclaim the projection that's going on out there and work the worksheet so that you can understand what it is that you actually believe about yourself and the world. and then you can transform it. So in quantum physics, we talk a lot about a particle and a wave, right? Particles and waves. And what we have created of our experience is the particles in our life. They get hard, they get rigid, they're defined. And what the Q process is inviting us into is to take all of that and transform it back into a wave. To open it up, to allow for possibility. So the first week of the process, you're focusing on how other people irritate you, how other people trigger you, how the outside world is a trigger. The second week, you're focusing on how you trigger you, right? The things you say to yourself, the way you talk to yourself. And then the third week, we take a look at how your past is what you think is against you, right? And that process just continues to deepen so that we are taking even the story that we may be so locked into from childhood, that story that is a particle in your life, so defined, so rigid, so sure. Who will you become when we turn that back into a wave? What else is possible as your life when you do that? So everyone, just close your eyes for a second. I want you to just imagine what it would be like to truly live with no one or nothing against you. Like, who are you in that moment? If there is no one and nothing against you, how are you showing up? What would you be? I am what? And you can call it out. Free. Worthy. Loved. At peace. Oh, right? Can we feel that? At peace. Creative. Trustworthy. I love that. Productive. Fulfilled. Free. Yeah. I'm going to, come on, open your eyes again. I am going to say to you that I have never experienced a more freeing process than this process. Doing shadow work in general, and this particular process in particular, because what you are literally doing is taking those hard spaces in your understanding, and you are allowing them to shift and become something else, so that in this moment, you can be something else that is available to you, that is accessible to you. It's incredibly powerful work. The whole idea is that the world is yours, right? Everything is available to you, not just the things that you think are available to you. So who would you be if you truly believed? They say the world is my oyster, right? Who would you really believe? Who would you be in the world if you truly believed that, lived from it, from an embodied place, not just an idea, but really on that cellular level? This process, everything in this course is designed around modern science, modern neuro brain wave understanding. It's all, and it's united with unity principles. So it's very powerful and it's very transformative. So our affirmations for today. I have come here to be free. I have come here to be free. I have come here to be love. I have come here to be love. I have come here to be and fill in your own. Oh, now see? Let's try that again. I have come here to be, fill in your own. Ah, and so it is. Amen.
Amazing. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. You need to hear that. need to know that. Thank you. Be trying to transform my shadow from now on, girl.
Yes.
So I know who I am. Do we know who we are? The beloved of God, a holy iteration. I know who I am. We are a holy iteration, called forth to show God's excellence. All I require for life, God has given me, as I know who I am. We are a holy iteration, called forth to show God's excellence. All I require for life, God has given me, and I know who I am. I know who God says I am, what God says I am, where God says I'm at. I know who I am. I know who God says I am, what God says I am, where God says I'm at. I know who I am. I'm walking in power, I work in miracles, I live a life of favor. I know who I am. I'm walking in power, I work in miracles, I live a life of favor. And I know who I am. All right, you can dance out here if you feel like it. You have a big dance floor right here. You can dance. Come on, come on.
Here comes Gloria.
We are a holy iteration, called forth to show God's excellence. All I require for life, God has given me, and I know who I am. We are a holy iteration, called forth to show God's excellence. All I require for life, God has given me, and I know who I am. I know who God says I am, what God says I am, where God says I'm at. I know who I am. I know who God says I am, what God says I am, where God says I'm at. I know who I am. I'm walking in power, I work in miracles, I live a life of favor, 'cause I know who I am. I'm walking in power, I work in miracles, I live a life of favor, 'cause I know who I am. Oh, 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 I know who I am. I know who I am. I am holy. I am wonderful. I am so rich. I am beautiful. I'm walking in power. I work in miracles. I live a life of favor, 'cause I know who I am. I'm walking in power, I work in miracles, I live a life of favor, 'cause I know who I am. Take a look at me, I'm a wonder. Doesn't matter what you see now, you see God's glory. I know who I am. Take a look at you, are a wonder. Doesn't matter what we see now, we can see God's glory. 'Cause I know who I am. Oh, 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 I know who I am. Oh, 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 I know who I am. Come on.
Sherry D. Henderson and the Reflex. Wow. And thank you for the invitation to get up and move and dance. That feels great. I dance like nobody's watching, of course. All right. Al Gaspari, I'm your platform assistant and also the chair of the Board of Trustees here at Unity, so thanks for having me today. So they say, if you want money, ask for advice. If you want advice, ask for money. So I'm going to ask for some advice right now, because this is our Why We Give pledge. So as we think about why I'm involved in Unity and why we're here, you think this is this amazing production on Sunday mornings. This is a concert. It's a pep talk. It's emotional support for the week. It's a launching pad for everything that I do in my life, whether it's my personal life with my wife and family, whether it's my working in the community where I volunteer for Little League and coach Little League teams and soccer teams and things like that, or it's my professional career where I work in a challenging environment every day that is, a very daunting situation, frankly. Working in climate adaptation, dealing with the climate change. It's a challenge we all have. So Unity is really important for me. And as what I want to look at is like, how can we make this more impactful to the community? So what is your advice on how we can make Unity bigger for the world? We have a lot of challenges in front of us, but Unity has a unique perspective to be able to help the world, to make people aware of what's going on so that we can focus on the solutions versus, fighting or calling each other names or ignoring things. Unity has a place to provide in the community. So as I think about why I give, and I'd like your advice on this, is how can we make sure that Reverend DeeAnn is able to focus on these amazing talks that she provides in this class versus doing fundraising, versus going and dealing with budget issues and things like that? Because the budget and fundraising is important, but it's not the impact that I'm looking for from the community. How do we get Reverend Tim out to groupings of teenagers who are struggling with suicide and other, the challenges that kids today are facing and looking at and are very real? They are very aware of what's going on in the world around them. And we need to provide more support. So that's the question that I have for you, is how can we make Unity more impactful for the world? So there are multiple ways to give. You can donate online, unityandmarin.org donate, so you can donate your time or treasure through that. You can text 84321 or phone 415-475-5000, extension 102, or you can use the Unity and Marin app under Church Center. So if you haven't installed the Unity and Marin app on your smartphone, please come up to somebody. I can help you do it. It's very, very simple, and it is so easy to use. You can get engaged, you can sign up for things, and you can donate with the touch of a button on your phone. So thank you. And with that, I'll ask the ushers to come up for the... And then Jason will do the giving song.
Just as we give, so we receive. Richly we live in one golden weave. There is nothing that we can lack. We give from love, love gives it back. Just as we give, so we receive. Richly we live in one golden weave. There is nothing that we can lack. We give from love, love gives it back.
So Unity and Marin welcomes our visitors and invites you to stop by the lobby /Narthex to see about to receive a gift for us. So if you're new here, please stop by. We used to give out these nice mugs, but today we have gifts, and we have the bookstore back in the lobby also. So I'm going to ask Reverend DeeAnn to come up and talk about the art of quantum living.
So you got a whole talk on the art of quantum living. So if you're interested in taking the class with me, it's February 26th. It's an all-day Saturday workshop, right, with multidisciplinary things. We've got videos, we've got exercises, we've got interactions, discussions. It'll be here in the sanctuary in person, and it will be available on Zoom. So either one will work. And then you will begin a 21-day process that the workbooks are available for sale right now. They're $20. They're available for sale out in the lobby. And we will meet on Saturday mornings from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Zoom to do group coaching for each week. Okay, so that's the way the program is set up. And if you have any questions about it, or please come speak to me. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. That was great, and great talk, and take advantage of that. So, the bookstore is in the lobby, Narthex now, and today, especially with Valentine's Day being tomorrow, as a reminder to everybody, we have some hand-painted cards from our own Sue Summer, Summertime Creations. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. There's the books for DeeAnn's class, there's the books for Medora's class, and there's a lot of other books. And if you don't have the book that you're looking for, Christine Morgan is such a resource, and even if you don't know what the book is, she'll help you find it. And so please stop by in the Unity and Marin bookstore now in the lobby. Who received the new newsletter on this Friday? If you go back and check your email that you have with Unity and Marin, but if you haven't, please go online and sign up, because we want to make sure that you are receiving this. It is Conscious Connections newsletter. So it is beautifully done. It is something that you can forward to friends. It's very informational and inspiring. And it's a perfect way to become aware of what's going on in the community and help others become aware of what's going on in the community. So please check out our Conscious Connections. And it includes the minister, you can see the minister's weekly message of good and enriching news. So, on Friday morning when you're trying to just power through the end of the work week, or, into the weekend, it's a great little pick-me-up. You can sign up for Unity and Marin events and classes online or in the registration or Narthex. So if you're watching online, please sign up. You can sign up online because almost all of our offerings are available virtually. The other thing that I'll highlight too is that we have more and more content being pushed on our website that is just really exciting to see. We are getting a lot of engagement with our new podcast and other information. So please, when you go on our Facebook page or our website, please share that with your friends and family, because it is a way to amplify our message and to help get the word out. And we're seeing, hundreds of people who are seeing these messages around the world. And that's really part of our mission, because those people, you don't know where they're at. They could be in a war zone or struggling with depression or substance abuse. And then they get that, and then that message is available to them 24/7 wherever they're at. So please make sure to help do that. And the more people who click subscribe on our YouTube and Facebook, the more amplified it gets by the algorithms, because those companies, all they want to do is make money. They're not perfect by any stretch, but the more that they see people clicking on things, they will amplify it for us, and that's free. That's a free way to help express Unity's message into the world. So, silent meditation is observed before every Sunday service from 9:30 to 9:50. I really kudos to Tim, DeeAnn, and team about putting this together, because I know it's hard work in the morning. It means that everyone has to get here, including the platform assistants, a little earlier. But it is something that our community asked for, and we want to make sure that that is available. And I think it's lovely too. There's nothing like meditating with a large group of people here in church. So thank you very much. And please, if you do get here between 9:30 and 9:50, enter the sanctuary in silence, so you can help people as they're observing. Upcoming Sunday services on February 20th with Reverend Tim. We'll have it's Choir Sunday, and the talk is "I Am the One." So please, make a plan to attend either online or in person, and think about who you would want to invite to join in on this service. And then February 27th, Living the Lessons of Love with Deborah Winters. And every time Deborah here is a great musical. I just want to say we are so blessed for all of our musical talents. Jason, our guests. And those musical guests are brought here by your donations. I'm just tickled that I get to listen to just professional music just in the morning, and it's so uplifting, and it really just touches my soul. So thank you for everybody who supports that. It's already getting close to Easter. Spring is in the air. As spring is in the air, we want to think about how we're going to get some rain. So if we remember this, because we're really hoping that we get some rain in this spring going into summer, because it's dry out there, and there's already been fires down in Southern California. And we know that we will adapt and we will be okay, but a little bit of rain won't hurt. So spring's in the air. But Wednesday, Ash Wednesday is March 2nd at 7 p.m. with Reverend Tim, DeeAnn, and Medora. And that's always a lovely service and congregation on Wednesdays. All right, I want to give a 2-minute update on some things for the board, in the context of board membership. So I know you're not here to hear me talk, but I wanted to give a quick call out. So first off, we can't do this. We have Unity Marin is blessed to have paid staff, professional staff that puts on these services and runs the organization, runs our events, keeps our facility clean. But we also we couldn't do it without the loving army of volunteers that we have. And just a few I want to call out are the Faith in Action team that was led by Jim Welsh. I know they just had they just got together to celebrate finally. That is a lot of work. And thank you, Jim. Thank you, Monica, and the whole team who's done that. Unity Marin has a facilities team led by Pamela Cavana with Kevin Seaver, others, Pablo, I'll forget many, but who look over our treasure of a campus here, looking at projects we're looking at how to address the gophers in the grass in a sustainable way in the courtyard. We're looking at, you've noticed that there's a little bit of construction going on with the bookstore being moved and other things. So thank you to our facilities team. And a big call out to Don Davey and the Earth Care team, because this is an area that is a passion of mine, and I know that there's a lot of kids who want to get involved on this, because this planet is our greatest treasure, and we might explore the universe one day, but it's not going to happen in my lifetime. So this is where we need to live, and we need to make Unity not just sustainable for our own purposes. We need to be a demonstration project for the world. We are so blessed here in Marin County to be, when both the resources, natural and physical resources that we can help amplify around the world. And this Earth Care team is super important. So thank you, Don and team, for the Earth Care work. And finally, I want to call out all of our volunteers who are doing social impact work in the community, because this happens, not only here at Unity, but around the Marin community. We are an active community that has people planting seeds of social action and justice around not just Marin, but the entire world. And thank you for that work. So all those volunteers, thank you so much from both myself personally and from us as the board. And that is what makes the organization go on. So for those of you who may be looking at what I can do to get involved, and this is the great news is this can be online. So if you're virtual watching online, even outside of the Marin area, you can volunteer. If you have teenagers who are looking at developing job skills, we have volunteer opportunities. If you are looking at ways that you can contribute to Unity in Marin, just think about all the things that happen in any organization that you could potentially help with. So there's always a box that we have listed volunteer opportunities, but there's a box for others. And this is a chance for you to say, I have a gift to give. And that gift could be anything from, something that you know from your work. We all have professional experiences that can help benefit the organization, or something that you're interested in helping out with. So go online and fill out the Unity Marin volunteer form, and we have plenty of opportunities. The last thing I'll say is, as the board, we've approved our budget for this year to give the resources to Tim, DeeAnn, and staff to make sure that they can deliver this beautiful message to the community. So, and one of the key parts of our budget is the work that we're going to do on fundraising. So thank you, Sue and Christine, for all of the beautiful things that we're bringing in from the bookstore, because that's a source of fundraising. But thank you to others who are looking at ways that we can bring in resources to our community. So that helps to make sure that we're able to increase our impact on the overall community. So thank you very much from myself. And thank you. Oh, the last group of volunteers that I almost forgot to mention is the board itself. So I see a number of us here. And, I've been blessed to be on the board here for, I guess, a pretty long time. It seems like 4 years. But it has been one of the greatest experiences of my life. And it has advanced my career in a way that I've gotten much more out of it than I've given in terms of time, because it is such a wonderful group of people that is come at it from a heart-centered place, and we all learn how to take on big challenges using the Unity principles, and that's where the rubber hits the road. So thank you to the board. Unity and Marin prayer chaplains, please rise. The prayer chaplains are a gift to our community, and they're here to pray with you, so please find one wearing a white stole. The last thing that I forgot to mention was we will have our annual meeting on March 27th, and we're looking to see if there'll be childcare. But if you are interested in childcare, please let us know. That's March 27th will be our annual meeting of the community. All right, and with that, everyone please rise, and we'll say our prayer for protection. All right, Debbie. So we say, the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. All right, now we're going to sing our peace song. So you can raise your hands. If you're with somebody you know, you can join hands. But thank you for all that you do.